Hello everyone, MFPallytime here. Welcome back to Total War Warhammer 3. Things are in a little bit of a dire situation for me. I've actually been really anxious about sitting down for this next play session because I seem to have dug myself in a little bit of a hole and I'm not sure how I'm going to get out of it just yet. But of course, in episode 1, I told you guys I had no promises of finishing this campaign or being victorious, and I guess I'm living up to that right now. Grimgor is to the east of the Fortress of Eyes. His Wa was set on this location, and we easily toppled this location. However, a lot of the defenders are starting to rally in this area as well. My initial idea was to push all of the way to the east, and then if I do that, well, they can't bother me anymore, right? And I still kind of think that's true. For instance, if I was to push east and we stopped here, the only way they could push in from the east is this small little mountain pass. Whereas to the south of me is this great wall that's a massive defensive structure that I don't have any intention of going into. If I can make allies with these guys while they're holding the wall, then we should be safe in this location. Speaking of allies, this week I've been thinking that's probably one of the biggest parts of the game that I've been ignoring, and probably one of the reasons we are hurting so bad right now. Grimgor is just in this war by himself at the end of the day. We do have a backup army with Gitter. He is one of our goblin shaman. I was initially going to send him up to the challenge stone because we are being attacked from the north by one of the strongest armies in the game, and he's been absolutely rolling over everything in his path. While Grimgor has a pretty big wah right now, Gitter's is significantly less impactful, and they're already hurting. I have really been stressing out about defending this location, but I honestly think we're just going to have to let it go. At the end of the day, it's not super built up. I did invest a lot of money into this province, and we were relying on it for a lot of our income, which is why we're hurting so bad right now. But I just don't think I have the manpower to move back in and take that over. So we're going to put Gitter in a nearby settlement, have him be defensive, and hopefully heal up his Wa a little bit so he's at a bit better for his fighting power. Of course, the big threat, if we lose the challenge stone, is the army could push down either west or east, and we may not be able to pivot in time to actually deal with it. Another thing I've been really slacking on is scrap upgrades. And if we take a look at our talent tree, you'll see that some of these talents do require scrap in order to start working, like this one right here. When I first played this game, I played greenskins, and I committed too much of my scrap to my army and I couldn't actually upgrade anything. Seems like this time I've done the exact opposite, where I could have spent quite a lot of scrap on my boys down here, increasing their weapons, increasing their armor potentially. You can only choose one or the other, but I didn't do that for quite some time. We ignored that a little too long. So Grimgor's army is actually getting significantly better right now, and we still have 209 scrap to spend. So, long talky intro, sorry about that. Just sat down for this recording session, so I had a lot I wanted to cover. Grimgor is in a bit of a weird spot here because he kind of fought himself into a corner in the last episode. All of these units nearby are simply hero units. Never mind, Villatich does have an army to the south of us, and it looks like they are healing. They're not taking attrition damage. Okay. Well, I'm going to head back to the Fortress of the Eyes. That'll be what I do next turn. We'll get him moving back in that direction. We already hid Gitter inside of this fortress, so hopefully he will be defended for at least a little while. And I imagine we're going to be losing the challenge stone next turn. Let's see if we're right. Yes, indeed. And here it is. It says it's a decisive defeat, and I can certainly see why. I think my best course of action right now is just to play this battle out and try to kill one of his high-value units, like fully wipe it out of the game. It looks like our opponent has set up 3 different areas he's going to try to push in from. The biggest part of his army, he's not even reinforcing. In fact, The general is over here with just very few units with him, but that catapult who ripped my army apart in an earlier battle is with him. I wonder if we just throw everything we got at this side, try to wound their hero. Maybe he won't push in after that. I don't even know if we can, but we're gonna try. Get in here, everybody, come on. If they AoE right now, we are in so much trouble. But all the melee boys are going in. We're just going to try to break this side down. Any units we can fully kill here is going to be a victory for us. It looks like the first spell is going out. Some kind of skeleton hand. Didn't seem to do too much. You know what, boys? Why don't you form the wall? If you can stop most of the units pushing in, we can flank around behind with the rest of the army. Oh, some kind of fire skull is leaving our base right now. That looks like what happened to the Terminator after that movie. Let's move over to the left with the main force of our army. Our front line has already clashed and they are already wavering. We're seeing some units already fleeing. I can't say I blame them too much. We knew this was gonna be hard. But that's what we're here for, boys. Don't you fucking give up on me yet. We're not done yet. All right, who do I still have in the back? We have a melee unit. I'm going to send them to the left and then have them just jump on that catapult on the back. And hopefully we provide enough of a distraction that they're going to be able to do that well. Our little goblin spearmen are going to rotate around to the back of this army if they can. This big dude on the right, their general, is casting a lot of spells, which is proving to be a little problematic. But he can only do that for so long. There's only so much magic you can actually wield in this game. All right, Zoid boys, I don't know why you slowed down that much. But make sure you get back there to that catapult for me, okay? We got to do good damage to that. Oh, the boys are finally getting in there for the catapult too. If we can kill this, I'm going to see that as a victory. This unit destroyed me last match. Oh man, half of our army breaking on the side. The other half not looking too bad, to be honest. Once the general gets there, I'm sure that will change. Oh, and they are definitely winning this war, doing really good damage to the catapult. Okay, good. Any minute now. Here it comes. One more slash from any of these orc boys. That'll do it. Come on. Come on, please take this down. Everybody should be hitting it. Hey, there we go. Okay, mission accomplished. We may not have won the war, but we won the battle that we were trying. We won our objective. And it looks like some of our boys that were running away are starting to rally here as well and putting damage back into some of their low-tier infantry. Again, any part of this army we can wipe out is at least going to cost them a little bit of money to reinstate. And all of our units were free. We have a complete economic crisis. So if I can hurt their economy a little bit, maybe it'll help me get back in this game. And with that, the war host of the apocalypse, the Archaean, the Ever-Chosen, I still don't know if I'm saying his name right, clears the entire province above us that we worked so hard to claim in the first few episodes. Meanwhile, Vilitich is still pushing to the west towards his lost city of the Fortress of Eyes. Grimgor moved down to the south and is pretty close to this guy. If he attacks me here, with the Wa with us, we should be able to win. Meanwhile, if we look to the west, Gitter is sitting safely inside of his city walls. And yeah, they ran over that. Now, like I said, this province wasn't super built up, but we were using it for a lot of income, so maybe we could try to supplement that income with our buildings over here now. Just make sure we have some money flowing in from each province. In fact, we could upgrade this one and then potentially income generated is 160. Actually, that wouldn't even start to scratch what we need. I think the economy is my biggest shortfall with my army right now. And I'm not too sure what I could do to make it better. I fully upgraded Gitter's army with scrap the best I could, because if this guy pushes in, we're going to need every advantage we have to defend it. The unit we killed, he already replaced. Let's hope it's not another hell cannon. As the next turn rolls over, the Ever-Chosen still sitting on his new throne to the north of us. No threat there. If we look to the east, Vilitich is making a mad dash for his former settlement, and unfortunately, he's moving a lot faster than what Grimgor is able to do. My turn's pretty uneventful. We have 8 turns left on the WA. If we hold the Fortress of Eyes at the end of our WA, we get a big payout, I think, or a trophy or something. This was basically the target that I set out to conquer, and why we have all of these extra orcs. You have more orcs than that, right? Go ahead, there you go. We need to get back to the settlement just to make sure these guys can heal too, because it seems like they're not really regenerating like my main army. Oh, mercy me. Grimgor not able to get to the Fortress of Eyes in time. It says this battle is going to be a close defeat as Vilitich comes back for what used to be his. Casualties are going to be high, but I have to fight this out. Oh, no. I'm not sure how they're saying this could be a close defeat. If we take a look to the north, a massive army is already formed at our borders, and this is only a third of what Vilitich is pushing in with. Over on, what side is this? Is this the eastern? Yeah, the eastern side is where he's moving in with his army. And of course, he is a wizard, so he's going to be casting quite a lot. These guys moving in with shields as well, meaning our archers are going to deal significantly less damage to them. And if we look to the south, we can see another army has already formed. This one's significantly smaller. We might be able to overwhelm this one, but that's just the start of our problems. Our defenses, our actual units here, seem like they're already spread thin. It would have trouble just defending one of these sides. Okay, to the north, I want all of these units coming in the same spot. So we're going to build a barricade on the right side here. Then select, let's get everybody out of the way. Then select all of our spear units. And I do think I mean all of them. And form them up right here. I basically want to catch this enemy as they run in. So the idea being anyone who runs up this ramp has to run into every single one of our spear units. And they have a lot of monsters, a lot of trolls, stuff that should be pretty effective for us to fight, hopefully. And we could try to do a similar thing over here by positioning our orc boys so they're kind of facing the damage as it comes in, and then behind them we can put our archers to rain down fire there. We would need another barricade to block this path. Is it worth investing in a bigger one? I mean, if there's an opening, I don't even think they'll attack it. We have 400 supply left. Once we get 500, we could build a tower behind these guys, and we also have the option of flanking with our orc boys here. They can move through barricades, right? Maybe not. Maybe that would be a really far run from them. But that's my best idea. I think that's all I got. We'd have to figure out the south once that, you know, once we see how the rest of this goes. I just don't see how this is supposed to be close for me. All right, we have group 1, 2, and 3. Let's get this underway. The monsters are probably going to be clashing first, but let's jump back and forth between our armies as best we can. He is a wizard, so if we do see him casting some big AoEs, we are going to be worried about that. But here we go. Their monsters are charging in. These are the Chaos Warhounds, as well as the Marauder Horsemen, as well as another group of Marauder Horsemen that are all moving into the same spot. Quick pause, because we have enough time. We have enough money. Let's make sure we... Why aren't you working? Let's make sure we get a tower built over here. On pause, archers already doing great damage as they are starting to approach. I'm keeping my mini-map eye on the north, my eye on the mini-map to the north. Oh, this is really good damage. This is really good damage. I like what I'm seeing here. The Warhound's already breaking. These guys thinking about maybe moving in here, not fully committing. Can you move through the barricade, boys? Oh, you sure can. Perfect. Chase those guys off. The dome is holding really well here. We're about to see a clash in the north as well. Trolls are leading the charge with a lot of the Chaos Warhounds actually in the back. Maybe they're going to try to collide in or flank another direction. Meanwhile, we are seeing the exalted hero for the enemy hitting our front line right now. Everyone's holding really well. I'm very pleased with this. And over on the left side, we're doing good damage, but the spells are starting to be slung. 35 seconds left on the construction of that tower here. Let's check in on the north side as well. Things are colliding. I like the way we're positioned, although it's going to need to change soon. We're going to need these guys being way more aggressive here. So now that they've kind of hit the dome, we're going to manually click on each of these guys and give them a target to go after. And we might also tell them we don't want them to chase. We'll put them in guard mode, make sure they stay there. Meanwhile, looking to the right, this is going to suck here in a second, but we already have this guy routing away. This attack on the left is going really well. I like how much damage my orc boys are doing. Very pleased with that. And now that these guys are kind of getting in range, we're going to do the same thing where we start telling them who we want them to focus, but hopefully maintaining that conclave. Now we're going to flank around with our orc boys who managed to chase off the ranged cav. Wait a minute, this isn't looking half bad. Let's remember there is some uncontested stuff happening to the south that I haven't even looked at yet. I don't want to see it. Health here isn't great. Is there anything I can build to maybe help out on this side? If we build a barricade here, that would buy me a lot of time. We could build a tower here. I don't know if it'll be constructed in time. So let's say this falls apart. At least they won't be able to go straight for the victory in the middle. And we're looking pretty good on this flank for the time being. That exalted hero's taking a lot of damage. I imagine that's not going to change. Let's go. I'm also going to take these guys off of hold position. I don't know. It seems like more trouble than it's worth in a lot of cases. We are starting to break some of the monstrous beasts, so I do want them pushing up into new opponents. This is not bad. Not bad. How's the other side? The flank is almost here. More enemy units are running away. Our boys are getting in and fighting really well. Quite proud of them at the moment. The south is being taken, and we are seeing enemy units start to spread out and go for more capture points. If this holds, we're okay. We are starting to see some of our units rout away, though. All in all, very happy with how our spear goblins have been holding up top. Again, I'm not... when I saw this, I wasn't sure how I was supposed to win. So the fact that any part of this battle is going well for me is something I'm excited with right now. I have our orc boys flanking in on some marauders on the left, and I also have my archers focusing that same group. The idea being if we could deal a lot of damage to them quickly, they might start to break. Although Villatich is in this fight, and he seems to be doing just fine for himself, so we need to make sure we do put some damage into him soon. However, we're waiting for this to break. Uh-oh. We are starting to see some units in the back begin to rally, so that flank is not looking as good. The north side, the goblins are all broken, and things are looking dire. Oh my goodness gracious. Orc boys moving out to meet their combatants. I'm going to have the orcs that are here kind of start to focus Villatich a little bit more. Right after our orc boys push back this cav flank, they should be a little bit better. The shield of Villatich is down. These guys are going to rout soon. The damage here is looking good. I'm going to focus some more damage on the marauders at the top. Now that this is gone, we hit the flank with our orc boys. Top has been overrun. We have some guys flanking around trying to find something to do now that they've re-rallied, but things in the top are looking lost. Things in the south are looking lost. This is my last chance. I do have more resources, but it just takes so much time to build up things. I don't know how those resources could really help me. 30 seconds to upgrade this tower. That might actually be within the realm of possibility. Our boys are flanking in the back. Our archers are starting to get hit by trolls, though, which is very not ideal. I'm going to send some orcs around to the side to try to help with that. Oh, unfortunate. Maybe I can move these archers back a little bit. I hope that doesn't break them. I hope they don't start to flee. I don't know why these dudes are fucking running up all of a sudden. Middle's being taken, so this will be over soon. We're basically fighting on the only capture point that they don't have. This tower has been upgraded to tier 3. Maybe that will save us. Maybe that's enough. Our boys broke. And, yep, close defeat. That is what it says. What part of that was close? And with that defeat, that means that Grimgor does lose that city he fought so hard to take. Not only that, but they took 400 gold at the worst time. Now, we have seemed to have kind of balanced out our economy a little bit. For the first time in a long time, we're seeing a positive number here, which is really nice. However, Grimgor, I don't think you like the idea of your town being taken, do you, bud? What if, you... Wait, they didn't take it, they just sacked it. Well, we can't have that, can we? Grimgor and his orc boys catch Vilitich on a hill as he is trying to escape after destroying our building. His army is beaten and bruised already. I imagine this will be an easy victory for Grimgor, and it's at a time where we desperately need it. Start the battle. Let's go. Scram's gonna flank around to the side and try to get some picks as their army is advancing forward, and of course our catapults are going to try to thin the lines as we're approaching as well. Grimgor is going to move to the left and try to meet the advancing army. I don't like how my trolls are getting ahead, so let's send the trolls off to the right as well. I don't want them clashing before our main army does. There are some very easy units to take down on the left, and once we start to move through these, we're going to have so much momentum on our side. Okay, quick pause as the lines are about to clash. Boys, no, that's not what I... Nope. Hold your formation. Scram's already getting kills over here. Okay, I've pretty much rallied everyone to be where I want them to be, and hopefully this fight is over in a matter of seconds once the armies actually clash. Here we go, the big front lines colliding! Oh yeah, we're gonna get this no problem. We're gonna get this no problem. We've already managed to break the left flank. They're starting to run. The cowards can't stand it already as Grimgor and his boys are moving in. Scram, meanwhile, is already wiped out the... Okay, not quite. Not quite. The flank has hit, and they are on our archers, but Scram is already in position to deal with it. Meanwhile, the left side totally broke. Grimgor and his boys just chopping away. Remember, we do have damage increases for our infantry with all of those scrap upgrades that we've been holding on to. So they are extremely lethal right now. Let's get Scram and company moved back up to the front line. Grimgor ripping and tearing into the trolls on the left. We do have some units that are starting to get low, but did you forget? We have a war going, and the war is here. The reinforcements are arriving, and oh my God, there are just so many of them. Oh yeah, dude, he doesn't stand a chance. Literally seeing all of these orc coming over the hill was all we needed to scare this guy away. However, I'm not letting this battle be over. We're chasing down as many of these guys as we can. Scram is getting his cardio in today. No one is leaving if I can help it. Get him, Scram. Get him, Scram. You got... Scram, you gotta hit him. Hit him with... Scram, hit him with your weapon. Scram, I literally said you earned your keep in an earlier video. What do you do? Thank you, Scram. Thank you, Scram. Good job, Scram. We're all proud of you, Scram. We're all so proud. And with that, we got $5,000. All of our money problems may be solved. Look at that. We are going to get the army replenishment because, yeah, we probably need that. Not only was that our WA that joined in, that was also the settlement garrison coming in. Every orc for miles was involved in this fight. Wow. You know, rather than getting the replenishment, I'm just going to ransom them back. Try to get even more money. I think I'm going to kind of stay planted in this settlement for at least a couple turns, so they'll be able to regenerate pretty easily. We are going to have to fix our buildings that they broke over here as well. That's going to cost a significant portion of our earnings, but as long as we can hold this location, we should be fine. And to my knowledge, we've really Yeah, this is Vilatich's army. He used to be very strong. Now he's been completely withered away. Same thing with his other allies, these Iron Storm guys. Or is that what they're called? No. Yusak, Norska. These guys have been beat up pretty hard, too. If I keep pushing east, I might be able to just hold the entire continent on this top corner. And then no one can attack me from the east, and theoretically, we're safe. But of course, that Everchosen still has not moved. He's still there, and he's still a problem. Well, that's where we're going to wrap up today's episode, everybody. I'm happy we won at least one battle. Things are looking a little grim. Pardon the pun, Grimgore. I'm sorry.